My name is PJ Lucky, and I'm the Director of Student Diversity and Multicultural Affairs here at Fairfield University.
My name is Mahfouz Sumer. I'm a senior with Economics and International Study and Finance major.
And I'm Father Mac, Director of Campus Ministry and University Chaplain, class of 2004.
And welcome to the We Believe podcast. Through story sharing, we seek to encourage others to overcome and believe they can make it through any challenge in life. So again, thank you and welcome to We Believe. With that said, hey Mahfouz, I'm going to pass you the ball. Can you just start and tell us a little bit about yourself, your hometown, where you're from?
All right, okay. My name is Mahfouz again. I'm originally from Côte d'Ivoire, and since my childhood, I live in West Africa, moved to Mali, Senegal, Guinea, and up in Morocco. And then 2015, I got to the U.S.
Awesome. And then, one other quick question. If you can just tell us something that most people wouldn't know about you by just looking at you.
Wow. I'm a pretty funny guy. On campus, yeah. People tend to see me not smiling, but I'm a pretty funny guy, yeah.
Oh, so thank you, Mahfouz. Father Mac.
Where am I from? I'm from everywhere. But I grew up on Long Island, New York. I came to school here, but in the Jesuits, they make you move around a lot. And where I hang my hat right now is in Langeth Hall. So I'm the resident minister there with sophomores, which is great.
Awesome. Thank you, Father Mac. I was actually born in New Haven, Connecticut, but I was raised in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where I've been at my local community and serving there for years now. I truly love Bridgeport, and it's definitely my home. With that said, Mahfouz, if we just kind of want to get into it today, as we mentioned, the We Believe podcast is all about sharing our stories to encourage someone else. So, Mahfouz, if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your story, enlighten us with why you're here today.
About 3 weeks ago, I was in the office with PJ because me and PJ, we got really close since my end of my freshman year. So me and PJ, we share something like pretty unique. Our relationship is based on God. So anytime I feel down, anytime I feel like something's wrong, I should go to PJ's office. We talk about God first, because that's what I believe. And my story is pretty, I'm not going to say it's unique because everyone have like their story, they've been through something. But I'm not different. Sometimes when I tell my story to people, they tend to looking at me and, wow, you're pretty unique. Like you've been through so much. Now you're standing up, bro. I think I'm not unique, but I just don't give up, and I have so much faith in God. So I was born in the Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is a small country in West Africa. We speak French. So I growing up like in this beautiful small town. It was pretty tough.
Okay.
It was pretty tough. So, and my mom had to move me places to places because when I was growing up, I grew up in the middle of civil war. So it was really tough for me and for my mother, but I love it. I love every single thing of that city. Just like waking up in the morning, I'm not gonna worry about like anything. Just wear my plastic shoes, go play soccer, have fun, stay outside the whole day.
We know you love soccer.
So yeah, soccer pretty saved my life. So I'm really yeah. So I have spent my childhood playing soccer places. So my first place was like Ivory Coast, then I moved to Mali, went to Guinea, Senegal, Morocco, and end up here. So people ask me like how. Started moving when I was like 10.
Okay.
My mom, I'm not gonna go deep to that, but like my mom, she basically meant everything to me. But like she passed away in 2015 after 3 months after I got to the US. Mm-hmm. Right. Today, one of my biggest regret is the time that I lost. I never get a chance to spend the time with her, right? Which is like crazy to me, but it's not. I used to be mad why my mom never kept me close to her, but like now I'm like here. I realize like the sacrifice she did, it was a good one.
And
Yeah.
what was that sacrifice and why?
So far, like I'm really lucky. I'm really I'm here today. I'm really lucky because 2 months ago I went to visit Ivory Coast and Mali, and when I went back, the people that I saw growing up, some of the people that see me growing up, and most of them didn't make it. When I say they make it now, it's not like most of them lost their life, and those who still live, they never get a chance to finish high school.
Mm-hmm.
They can provide for themselves, and other half of my friend, like either they're gang related, but just drug or alcohol. So, and I used to be really mad why I moved here early, and no one in my town make it into school. You
Mm.
know, growing up, anything for school wasn't for me. I was a kid. I was pretty small. I was doing like I was not really the good kid. I was not really the good kid, but like I was living with the street code. You know, when you live in the street, you have to do some stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so and I'm really sorry for anything I done to those people outside. But I was so young, so we did a lot of things. So me and my friend, I really always remember my friend. Anything I do for my mom, for my friend, because they didn't get the chance that I have right now.
That's
So a lot of my close people here, I feel faith in New York City, looking at me will be like, this is telling me that they're sorry about everything that I've been through. I'm like, don't be sorry for me. I feel sorry for my friend who didn't make it. I
Yeah.
feel sorry for the people that I know that trying to take a boat to go to Europe and didn't make it. So I feel sorry for them. And I know my life wasn't easy, and it's not gonna be easy at all. But like every day I wake up, I'm healthy. I'm in school in town. I don't worry about like food. I don't worry about anything. I don't worry about tomorrow. I just have to work harder, you
Mhm.
know. And it's not given to my people. So none of my friends had the chance that I had. So
So my first quick question. So I just want to make sure we're hearing. So part of the sacrifice
yeah.
of your mother was because your country was in civil war, right?
Yes, and civil war and not many civil war, but like it was family issue.
Mm-hmm.
She was really being abused. So I'm not gonna talk about it deep
Yeah,
because it's something pretty
yeah.
personal to me.
But she wanted you
But
to be safe.
yeah, like I'm writing a book, so that's something I want to be talking about it.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah, but she made a lot of sacrifice for me.
I hear that a lot from students when I talk to them. Sometimes they'll say, "My parents love me unconditionally," and I often think, "Is that true?" Because sometimes my parents, they took things out of me, but they did love me with a self-sacrificial love.
Mm.
They gave things up so that I could have things. So I think that's a pretty common thread in the love of parents. There are definitely gradations, and your story is something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm pretty like I'm blessed because like the way I see my life, other people don't see my life that way. Because people used to see me like, oh, I feel so sorry for this kid. He's by himself. He doesn't have like no home, no parent. But like for me, it was like, okay, I'm by myself, but I want to go get everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got here, I was like 14, turning to 15. So I have to basically do everything by myself because when I got here, 3 months, my mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the hardest part of my life. So I have to basically do everything.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not gonna tell my whole story, but I remember the first day I went to high school, someone helped me. Her name is Gabrielle. We still close now.
Okay.
So I wasn't speaking English, I was speaking only French. And I went to her. Someone connect me with her because I was playing soccer
Uh-huh.
in the Bronx Park. So one of the kids said me like, "You pretty good. Did you go to school?" I'm like, "I don't speak no English. Like, what are you talking about?" So and he told me, know a place you can go to talk to people because the way it seemed I used to be before, I wasn't talking to anyone. I was by myself, like not making friends. So because I had trust issue.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard for me to trust people. So he sent me to Gabriel, and so Gabriel helped me to go to school. I remember my first day of high school. They tell me, "Oh, you gonna be 16, so uh, what we gonna do? We gonna make you start as a freshman. I'm like, nah, I'm not starting as a freshman. I'm like, nah, definitely, because I know I will get bullied. I know, because I wasn't speaking no English, and they'd be like, oh, you don't have no school record. You didn't go to school back there, so you have to start as a freshman, and we're gonna help you. I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm not. Either I start as a junior, either I'm leaving. So yeah, that was funny. So, and my school principal, I remember her name, and and someone, one of my mentors, Jean Lefon. Okay, they told me, okay, we're gonna let you start as a junior, but by the first quarter, if you don't pass your classes, you're gonna start as a freshman. I'm like, oh, sorry, oh, bet, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
So you
So
took the challenge.
yeah, like, there's no way I was going to make it. There's no way, cause like I wasn't speak English, and I have no places to go to read and stuff. Like, you know what? But I took that challenge. I'm no, cause like I've seen what, you know what I'm gonna do, cause like not only because of me, but for my mother and for everything she done. So I started high school. It was pretty tough because like people used to bully me. And one day I remember one of my friends. It was funny, but it was like that was mean. So it was like came Mufasa. They used to call me Mufasa. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Mufasa, is that showing Africa? You guys live on the tree? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I believe that. So it was like pretty like annoying thing, but school. I went to the school here like first week. People don't know me because like I don't talk. The only thing they know, like, this new kid, he don't talk, but he's good at soccer. So yeah, so I'm gonna jump to soccer. I'm just gonna go straight to the school thing. First quarter, I remember they was giving the honor rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they say everyone from freshman to senior, you all have to be in the cafeteria. So they're giving like they're doing something for the honor roll and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I see a lot of parents coming. I start freaking out because like, okay, parents coming. So what's going on? I'm like, I asked the dean, can I leave? She said no, you have to stay. So because I was freaking out, and
Yeah.
everyone like parent coming to see their kid. I don't know no mom, no dad. So I was like, I'm not staying here because this is tough for me.
Yeah.
But they tell me stay. So they start with freshman, sophomore, years come junior. So they start calling names, top 5. So the first girl they call was Azari. She was pretty smart, I know. And then they call another girl, and then come Mahfouz. I'm like,
Number 3.
yeah, Mahfouz. I knew I was working. I knew I was like getting good grade, but like everyone around me didn't know because like I wasn't talking. I have like pretty heavy accent. They never thought I was like this smart. I don't think it was about being smart, but like it was like I was in point of my life. If I don't save me, no one's gonna save me. So yeah, and then I was in shock because like even standing up was hard for me because like, okay, I'm gonna stand up. There's no one's gonna clap for me because like those kids came with the parent. But like when I turned back, I saw Gabrielle. She was there for me. So, and since that day, I realized that, you know what, that day teach me something. And I want every kid to listen to that. Every kid going through something right now. You lost some kids don't have no mom, no dad. They're living in pretty bad situation, but just know that there's people out there. Find your people. So Gabriela was there for me. Since that day, I'm like, wow, she's definitely like changed my life. So yeah, that was a little story about my high school.
Mahfouz, well, I'm just wondering, going through that process, what were you thinking? What made you believe that you can do greater during that time? Was there a spark? Was there something that you were thinking about that was like, you know what, I gotta do this? What drove you?
It's not it wasn't belief, but I have faith.
Yes, sir.
But like I have faith in God because I know God, I have faith, but I didn't believe in His life. I was like, okay, but like one thing, I did not fear anything. I wasn't scared of anything because everything that I saw in Africa as a kid, it was like, no, I'm not gonna fear any scared of anything in life. But I think your question is a great question. what made me push through. I don't I don't know. It's just like when you're in some situation in life, you have to think twice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think twice. Like I was in this point of my life, and I have nowhere to go no more because I stopped talking to everyone after what happened to my mom. So either it was like live or die,
Mm-hmm.
live or die. So I there's so I have there's so many things that happened to me. I could just decide and take my own life,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? My faith in God telling me no, you can't do that. That's life. And I was only 15,
Yeah.
so I did not know much about and 15 coming to the US by yourself. It's just like crazy.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, first, no one's gonna save you, and then second, my faith. Like I'm not gonna take my own life. I'm not gonna just go on the street beg anyone. I'm not just gonna go in the Bronx play soccer and me talk to my friend, work, do something stupid with them because I'm pretty. We play soccer, but after soccer, I know the stuff they're doing, so I'm not gonna do that. So no one's gonna serve me. So I have to be my own man. So I decide. And even school wasn't anything for me. Even I went to school, I didn't want to play go to college because I didn't know no college. The only thing I remember someone asked me what you want to do with your life. I'm like, okay, maybe play soccer and then get a job at McDonald's. Yeah, like, and then that's it. Like that was my vision of life.
Yeah.
Go to school because they say if you go to school you can play soccer. That's why I'm like, okay, let's go to school.
School. You go to school to play soccer.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I was only about thinking about soccer. So I went to school and on the side I played soccer a lot. I used to play my school was in downtown, but I used to take the F train all the way to the last train in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
So after school, I go to work. After work, I take the train, go to practice, and I finish. And the time I get back is 1 a.m. Every day I do the same thing because I love soccer. I used to love. Let not say I used to love soccer,
Yes, sir.
but not anymore. I love it, but like it's not like before.
Yes, sir.
So I found that there's something more important than soccer in life.
And
What is it? What took the place of soccer?
People.
Mm.
Yeah. And then when I say people, because before when I was thinking about soccer, I was like, okay, I want to be a superstar. I'll make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I started school, meeting those people, I just realized I can do so much bigger than soccer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things I want to tell to a lot of people. I don't know if some of my friends will hear that because I grew up with a lot of friends who tell me they're gonna be a soccer player. If they don't become a soccer player, they're not gonna do anything with their life. And I hope some of my friends in Bronx will hear that too. A lot of them be like, "Oh, I want to play basketball," and sometimes they have their dream is so high. That dream is like so high, and when they don't make it, they think that their life is over.
Mm.
It's not because like I'm a proof of that because I was so talented in soccer.
Yeah.
The thing that I did not get a chance to have my mom or my dad supporting me with soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I go play soccer, I used to get so many recruit, but like when it's come to go visit college, I can't. You know,
Yeah.
so and that time I was having an issue with my document too. So and for me, soccer was everything. And see, if you take soccer from me that time, you take everything.
Yeah.
But like now, I'm just like I realize that there's something more important than soccer,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm doing right now with school.
Yes, sir. You know, I think that's very powerful. When we have those points in life where we see that maybe our dreams, right? Maybe there's something greater than what we actually dreamed,
Yeah.
right? And you know, I'll just share a little bit about myself. Like
Mhm.
growing up, I wanted to be P Diddy, right? I wanted to be this huge music producer, and I still love music, and I do some production.
Yeah.
Was P Diddy the first name, or was Puff Daddy.
It was Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy was first.
Yeah, Puff Daddy was
So
first.
you were in the P Diddy phase. That's, okay.
Well, I seen all the phases. Actually. I seen.
Actually, the first time I heard PJ Lucky, actually it was like P Lucky. I was like, maybe his name is Master P, something like that. So, yeah, I was like, okay. And then I started hanging out with PJ. I'm like, wow, this man is great. So
thank you, Elvis. But literally, I really wanted to go into music. But similar, I found that serving others was much more meaningful for me, especially the work that we do with supporting college students. It really changed my trajectory with what I wanted to do. But it was those moments where I'm like, I mean, I'm enjoying this music stuff, but there's for me, I felt there was much more out there that I wanted to do because I saw the value in relationships and supporting others.
Did you feel like the world was calling it out of you too?
That's a great point, Father Mac. I would definitely say yeah. I think that those points, and I'm sure all of us have seen this, where you're like, wait a minute, am I being too selfish right now? Right? Am I only thinking about me? And then you're looking around like, oh, I made it to this place. I owe it to someone else to help them, to bring them up. Definitely because of all the people that helped me out, and definitely like I feel like I owed it to God, right? Because I believe that it was nothing but Him that got me here, right? That journey and that calling and that push and those people that were put in certain places to help and support me. As you mentioned, I think you said
Gabriel.
Yeah. You know, I think we all have some of those people who's like, you know what? There's certain folks that just changed the trajectory of our lives and gave us hope in a greater way.
Yeah. I think too, I think about this as a purifying of desire. So like the things that I deeply want over time, once I get more perspective, once I'm going through some stuff, what I deeply want changes. So like I was a transfer here where when I went to school, I was a theater major.
Okay.
I thought I was going to be like on a stage and like being an actor. And over time I was like, yeah, I actually don't think this is what I deeply want, like at any level. And now this is what I do. It's a different type of drama, but it's, but it was because it was over time. I just realized this isn't actually what I deeply want.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Mahfouz, with sharing your story, what would you say you're most grateful for during your experience?
Oh yeah, I think grateful is such a big thing for me. And even I started this podcast name is We Believe, but like one of the main thing I want people to get from that is how to be grateful. You know, like no one ever gave me something. No one, all of my people that I know now, and I have this relationship with some people, even at Fairfield in New York City. You don't think they're my mother. You don't think they're my brother. But like, and they never done anything for me. The only thing they done for me, being a good person, telling me, hey, how you doing? Hey, you really smart. Hey, you really good. So, and for me, someone telling me this and then letting that person go, there's no way it was going to happen. No way. And it's not like being grateful doesn't mean like, oh, it's just like, oh, I love following people. No, I'm just such a leader. I don't follow people. You always see me on campus by myself. So that's my strength. Like, I don't follow people. I just like, you see me with a group, there's something in that group, there's value. We have the same vision. So I'm so grateful for people, even if people telling me thank you. And I want to make sure, like, I want to stay in touch with them. I want to stay in, even I have few friends here, like Carly and Peter. Those, like, I'm so grateful for them because, like, we already check on each other, you know. They told me, when they tell me about their story, like, I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't tell them I'm sorry for your story. I'm like, you great. You can do anything. Don't ever feel sorry for someone because like that's the worst thing you can tell that. Oh, I have pity. Like I'm proud of that person. Tell them, oh, you great. You do everything right. You know. So I'm really grateful for my life because like so many times I could lose my life. Like not only here in Africa, so many times. So that's why like I'm really grateful to God because like I could be dead like years ago.
Yes, sir.
And I'm grateful. And then I'm grateful for not giving up in school. Yeah, there's so many reasons I could give up in school, and then I'm grateful I did not give up in soccer.
Mhm.
Since high school, when school, a lot of school was telling me, "Oh, come visit us," I'm like, "I can't. Sorry, we can't do anything about it." That was like, okay, that was the reason I could give up, but I did not want to. And I came to Fairfield. I had a heart issue, and I did not give up. I didn't do that for like people think I'm sure now. I did because that's life. Life is supposed to be hard. So, and I love it. So you always gonna see me like. Sometimes I have those, like I say early, people that don't know anything about me. I'm a comedian. Yeah, I'm just like funny, but like I just don't, you know. I want people to understand like you never know what someone is going through. You know.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of people see me on campus. There, I just don't talk. I'm like, but I'm such a nice guy. I was like, I wish like I can go to people and say hi, but like, yeah. So I'm really grateful for all my people. There's so many names. I can't even like even ask school yet. Like you and the three Kims. I call it the three Kims. Yeah, there's Julie Mogo. Like there's so many. Ophelia left. There like so many people. Like I'm so grateful, and I really like love those people. So
Awesome. Mafus, are there any books or podcasts or social media folks that you follow for motivation or inspiration currently?
my motivation is my people. Yeah, even as it's like I don't I don't have like superstar that I idolize.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love Stephen Curry
He's a
because
great.
like
He's a great.
yeah,
basketball
he's a
player.
great player. And he's a great person. He already put God first. But if I always see my people first, people around me, because like people think success is like big name. Success like oh you have a great job. You have like no. I don't want to be that person. I want to I want my people to be my main person in life. I don't want to just go pick up a superstar like, oh, he's my hero now. Like I said earlier, if I don't feel good, I come to you. Yeah, I just like yeah. We talk about God because like that is the most important thing you can talk when you're depressed.
Mm.
People don't get it like and last month was like suicide month. Like I really want to talk about it because there's so many times I was thinking about taking my own life, but I didn't. And one day I went so far because I was going to Randall Island with my high school, and we took the train, and then we crossed the bridge. They left there. I was like in the back. I'm like, and I was on the bridge. I'm like, my life is so messed up. What about I ending now? And I think about it, think about it, and and I just realized that life is supposed to be hard. So I want everyone like I know a lot of people. I know some people who are going through a lot right now. You can't be taking your own life like you can't because like the worst thing after death is dead. So just live. I'm telling you, just live for yourself. Like it's gonna be hard, but like just be ready, like fight for. Because no one's gonna make that fight. Because no one's gonna understand your struggle, and that's why I don't like people. I don't like seeing people. Oh, you don't understand what I'm going through now. Because they will never understand. I don't want anyone to feel like the way I feel. I felt. I don't want no one to go to whatever I went through. So I want those people like first fund God and second fund yourself.
You know, Mafus, you bring up some great points. Just about spirituality and faith. I know when it comes to mental health in general, I was actually just reading some stats, especially about young folks, youth and adolescents, and it says that people that have a faith or spiritual background are 60 to 80% less likely to be depressed, because in times of despair, they truly go to their faith and their belief and hope for tomorrow, and understand that there's a greater purpose for their life. And as you mentioned, again, you were living for soccer at one point,
Yeah.
right? But now you found a greater purpose in serving others and through the relationships that you have to really help someone else.
Yeah, that I think is gonna be my end goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, always like looking for the next thing. And you can save the world. Like I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna save the world. That's never gonna happen. But I know I can save
Mafuz,
like
I don't know. I think
I
you're
can't-
starting to save the world.
no. I know
One
no,
podcast at a time.
One
I know,
podcast at
yeah.
a time.
what I meant. I know someone's gonna listen to me, or maybe I have some friend here that I wanna talk to them.
Mhm.
It's just like they're so empowered. They be like, oh, I need to act with my life. So I did something for that person, and that person gonna do the same thing. That's how we grow together.
Yeah.
You're not gonna speak and you do it now. You can't be telling people to do it. You have to show them the way. That's what
Yeah.
I really want to show people the way through this podcast. Yeah.
That's a great point. You know, Father Mac, what are your thoughts on that when it comes to? I think we could say a lot of different things, but when we show someone, it's a big difference, especially when it comes to living a healthy life, especially a healthy spiritual life. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, as I've been listening to you, Mafuz, it strikes me that all of the relationships that you're talking about are authentic relationships, not
Mhm.
transactional relationships.
Mm.
And I think the world is full of transactional relationships. I was just talking to a student today, and she's struggling in one of her classes, and she's like, I don't know how to talk to my professor about how to get a better grade. I said, don't talk to your professor about how to get a better grade. Just talk to your professor like a person.
Mm.
Because I think sometimes it's all transactional relationships, and everything you're talking about is authentic, it's personal, it's intimate. People are bringing you in. I love how you said before about, is it Gabrielle?
Gabrielle, yeah.
You said we found each other is how you said it.
Mm.
She found you playing soccer, but you also found her. And that is not a transaction. That's an authentic, deep relationship.
I thank you so much for bringing this. Like, I tend to keep those people in my life. It's not transaction. They don't. When we meet, we stick together. Because like, all of my people are telling me you change my life. They all tell me you're changing. I'm like, no, you changed my life too. You've been there for me when no one was there. So I'm not gonna name people here, but like I have some staff who left Fairfield. We still friends. I never took class with them. We just met and we talk, and then we still friends. We still call each other. And even my sophomore year before COVID, some of my high school teachers came and visit me. So it's not like I don't have nothing to do to give it to them. I'm not related to them, but like I show them like they're great. I show them like you great. No matter what you do, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you. Yeah.
You know, man, those are some great points. You know, Father Mac, what I was hearing from you too is like, you know, some real relationships aren't transactional, but they're really transformational.
Totally.
Right. And I think we all, and especially we're hearing from your story, Morphos, today, is that through those relationships, you were transformed and so were they. And I think that's just so powerful. I think us as a community need to be more vulnerable with each other to have these relationships. So it's not transactional, right?
Yeah.
So that we can support each other and be honest with each other and encourage each other as we're going through this journey.
I think too, like sometimes the relationships require like a reframing. The thing I keep thinking about as you're talking, and I've heard your story in dribs and drabs, but it's so great to hear more, is from the book of Deuteronomy. Like, it all lies before you, life and death. Choose life. I mean, yet every moment of your story, you say, I'm choosing life.
Ooh.
And even the last example you use, like people who have left the university, you could let those relationships die, right? It's like, oh, they're not in my life anymore. They're not physically here. But you're choosing life, and they're choosing it with you too, to keep those relationships going. And that's very powerful to me.
Yeah, thank you so much. And one of the last thing I want to talk about, like, this is something I want to tell to every freshman, because like last time I saw on TikTok, a lot of freshmen, like, they're facing like they're complaining like they're dropping out of school, leaving school because they don't have friends, they don't find themselves. Like, everyone need friends, but like you have to train your mind. You don't need friends too. Sometimes just be you. You're gonna find your own people. And not only freshmen, for everyone is going through, like I'm talking right now, I'm going through so much, but like I don't care, because I know one thing: I'm not gonna give up. That's me. I will never gonna give up, no matter how. Because even before come to Fairfield, I have like, there's no way. I have like I would say I have only 5% of chance to make into college, even finishing my freshman year. So when I finished my freshman year, a lot of people, wow, they were impressed. It's not like, and I wasn't impressed. I want more. I want more. So
Yes, sir.
Now, when you
I
came
want
here, did you start as a freshman or did you demand to start as a junior?
a perfect no. no, no. I'm still struggling a lot because when I came here, my major was international studies. I was getting straight A's. Even I remember my first day of class, my professor she got mad at me, and that she left now, but like we stay in touch. She's a director at Lehigh.
Okay.
Why she get mad at me? Because I was asking question. I'm like, this is like I asked question about international policy. I'm like, this is not the way she's supposed to work. And I'm like, she said like, Mafuz, you can't be mad at me. I'm just teaching. And I'm like, okay. And then she be like, oh, after class today, I want to talk to you. You say next time, don't talk. Because like I was like, I want it. I want it. So when I came, it was international study. It was like I was getting straight A. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen. I want to challenge myself. So I pick up economics, finance. I cry every day in my room. Every day I cry.
When you
It's
study
like so crazy. Sometimes when Kim Nikilenko, she be like, oh boy, come on, stop. But like I want it. Because those things gonna challenge me. Because I know outside is gonna be tough. Outside, I'm not gonna find people like I'm gonna find people when I find it. I'm gonna find real mean people. So I won't be the one who's gonna save myself. I won't be the one who confront them. So that's why I saw a lot of people like after college they get a job, they quit, they're depressed. You have to challenge yourself now. If you don't challenge yourself, the world's gonna challenge you. When the world challenge you, the world's gonna kick you. So that's why I'm like, I'm fearless. People, I'm already gonna be losing, but I won't get back because I know I'm not ready. I'm not even ready.
You said you're always losing?
Yeah,
No,
because
you're winning, man.
because you know why? I put myself in a situation to lose.
Hmm.
Like taking finance classes, it was like I see losing and I went through that because I wanted more. Because even I'm still strong with my English. Because even I never took math. The only math that I took was like algebra 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that, I learned all of my math skills on YouTube. So even my ACT, I got nearly perfect score on ACT because of YouTube.
Wow.
And no one in my high school ever done that.
Yeah.
And people, and I have a lot of friends in high school. They're telling me, "You so smart." I'm not smart. I came here, I wasn't speaking English. I want you to. You can do more. That's why I always talk to kids here when they see me in class. They be like, "Oh, you work." So I'm like, you have so many potential because like first of all, you spent 12 years in high school, 12 years in school, and plus college. And I didn't have that, so you can't even be better than me. So I want like freshmen, sophomore, especially seniors, because I have one of my friends. I'm not gonna tell her name. She's struggling a lot. Because like she didn't do internship because of COVID, so she's seeing a friend getting a job. I'm like, be you. Your time's gonna come. You just like work harder. Don't looking at someone's life. So because we live in this world like LinkedIn, Facebook, people post like their life. You wanna be like, oh, I wanna be that. It happened to me too. I'm not perfect. Like I'm just like depressed 95% of my time, but like I'm still standing.
Yeah.
Because I know I see something in life. I know I can't let my people down. Yeah, people. When I see people, they're not relate to me, bro. But like, they love me. I love them. So I want every kid at Fairfield who's struggling, like not finding friend. I'm telling you, don't be you. You enough. Like they're gonna find you.
Yeah. Well, Mafusa, I do want to go back to one of the things you said though. I think life can be challenging at times, right? But I do think that even after Fairfield, you're gonna meet some great people out there.
Yeah,
I think you attract some great people because you're a great man.
we all great man here. I mean, that's great, man. Yeah. Because
I'll take it.
I'm like definitely because I've been to I want a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even one of the last story I will share, when my mom passed away, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I'm like, I'm not gonna beg, I'm not gonna stab anyone, I'm not gonna steal. I was 15, I will go get a job. So I went to this restaurant. That man was from Egypt. Actually, he's supposed to be someone who's gonna help me, but they think that person showed me. PJ, I was 15. He make me come at 5 a.m. and close the store. Basically, I was doing everything because I didn't have nowhere to go. I didn't even know, so I was doing everything. So just kind of person. I never quit. But I'll stay around him. This person, it wasn't good, but like it teach me something how to be strong.
Yeah.
He treat me like garbage, PJ. So I didn't give up. I didn't give up with him. Like, there's nothing in life I won't be scared for. Like, I'm scared, but like the only thing I'm scared to not make it. But like, I'm not scared to die. I'm not scared to try anything, because I know I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna cry for like 1 month till I clean my tail up and go again. That's like, yeah.
What I'm hearing from you, and you kind of said it a lot though, is when you say, I'm not smart, I just work hard, right? And I think that's a great point. I think that I think you are smart, but what I'll say is I think there comes a resilience and a work ethic that folks have to have when it comes to going through life, right? When we have our different situations and stories, we may feel down and we may get hurt and it may not feel good. But like you said, you may cry or shed a few tears.
Yeah.
But we got to get back up because there's so much ahead. There's so many different, I would say, blessings ahead of you. There's different opportunities that are definitely there. So I just encourage folks to hear Mahfouz's story. That again,
Nah, well,
don't stop.
yeah, I don't hear my story. Not only my story, because like I don't share my story. I don't want my story to be like, but like what you gonna get from that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to like. I'm not perfect. I'm not the strongest, but I found my people. So, and that's gonna lead to my next question. Like, Father, what is like something you gonna share with the student at Fairfield? Something that, like, what is like two things you want them to hear every day?
Every day.
Yeah, because they're gonna wake up with and be like, okay, I hear that's from Father. I want to go get it. Yeah.
Father Mac, that's a big question.
This is a lot of pressure here.
Nah.
This is a lot here. 2 things that every Fairfield student should hear every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first is that you're lovable.
We love you.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of self-doubt in the world, certainly, and there's a lot of comparison. So the danger of like storytelling sometimes is that people go right to comparison, right?
Very
and they're
true.
like, oh, Mahfouz has got this story that like, I'm a kid from the suburbs. What the why? I have no experience. And this is where I keep coming back to choose life or death.
Mm-hmm.
Every day we make choices for life or death, and it might not be dramatic, but it can lead to something that really affects your soul. So that'd be the first thing I would say is know that you're lovable.
Love you.
And the second, PJ, you got something? What would be another thing here?
Man,
You got 2, and you got 2. I'll come to you. Yeah.
I'll go and I'll pass the ball back to you.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say be grateful.
Thank you.
I think that the more that we share how grateful we are, the more we see the benefits in life. And I think that gratefulness and that thanks just opens up our eyes. I mean, I just think that when we change our vernacular in general to being more grateful, you're just a happier person rather than be like, oh, I hate my life. Oh no, I'm grateful for my life. Or I hate this about Fairfield. No, I love this about Fairfield. Or I don't like this. But the more thanks, and that's not taking away from the things that you dislike, but that gratitude for the opportunity, I believe humbles us to makes us think more about how we can be greater and to be grateful for what we do have. I think being grateful is just something that every morning I think everyone should think about the opportunities that you have ahead of you.
Let me jump in because I don't know if she gonna hear that, and DPS can confirm. Like, it was like why I party like the first day of school. I want that girl to hear that because like I was coming back from that. She jumped on my Uber and she asked me like DPS can confirm because I called them to check on her. So she be like, I asked her like, what's your friend though? She said they left her, and then on the call she was feeling sad. I'm like, you should choose your friend wisely. And then she was telling her her life is not perfect because like her parents don't love her enough. I hope you're gonna hear that. I'm not gonna say her name, but her name starts with C. Yeah, she said her parents don't love her enough because like her parents don't do anything for her.
Yeah,
But the only thing that did put you in college. I'm like, please, the next thing you do, money, wake up, call your parent, tell them I love you. Not every parent can do that.
Yeah.
I see that. So, and don't be depressed. Life is like it's okay. Be depressed because I'm already depressed. Yeah. No, I'm telling you,
be depressed.
but like, don't give up on yourself.
Yeah.
So I hope you just like go get it. I don't know, but you know me, I know you. Your name is C. Go get it. Go yeah.
If you're out there,
yeah.
if you're out there.
Right.
She live here because like I drop.
Don't say what she does. Right?
No, basically I drop her in Benya and she walk in a lot of boys' room. So I have to call DPS. I'm like, okay, I just pick up this drunk girl. She walk in those boy room. Please, can you check on her? Yeah, so I'm not gonna call her, but she
Got you,
she
yeah.
know.
That's enough. I think that's enough identifying info. Yeah.
No more info.
That's
Just
good.
see. Just keep it at C.
No, there's so many C. What is the second thing, Father?
Second thing, I think it's related to a lot of what you've talked about indirectly. Maybe is that if people can really get in touch with what it is that they want. So, like, if you roll out of bed every day, the only reason you get out of bed is because you have a desire, right? If I think some people are like, well, I don't really know what I want, but at the most basic level, you want to like get your day started. So that's why you get out of bed. And I think if more people were in touch with like what it is that they deeply desire, not like what am I going to eat at the Tully today? What do I want? But like, what do I want in my life? Like, what are the type of people I want to surround myself with? What is the type of work I want to do? How do I want to find meaning? What do I want? If people were in touch with that, the world would be a completely different place, you know? And I think in your story, Mahfouz, I hear like, I want to find my people. I want to keep walking.
Yeah.
You didn't use this phrase, but like the future is always on the horizon. It's like always ahead of you. Yeah. And like, that's always where your eyes were in your life and still are. And so I think if people were more in touch with like deep desires that are in the heart, the world would be transformed in many ways.
Yeah. Man, Father Man, that's great.
Thank
That's
you,
great.
Father Mark.
You're welcome. It's very Jesuit. It's very Ignatian.
Well, you know, I'll add to that, and I'm thinking a little bit about servant leadership. I'm just thinking, my number 2 would be, what can I give? You know, how can I give? Who can I give to? Where can I spend my time that's going to benefit not just myself but someone else? And I just know that there's actually a book, I think it's called Being Happy, but it just talks about people are more happy when they're able to give toward others, whether that's serving, spending time with others. But the more that you give, again, I think then it connects back to life, as in you realize life is much bigger than you, right? And that kind of goes to what do you want, right? You recognize that there's something greater. There's a greater community. There's a greater purpose for your life. And that as you give, your eyes are open toward that. So I just think number 2 is, again, what can you give? Because you have so much. And I think that sometimes we may downplay. We all have so many different gifts and talents, and somebody needs your gift. Somebody needs to hear your voice. Somebody needs to see your smile. Somebody needs to read the essay that you wrote. You know, someone needs to see your wave, that you don't realize that the impact that you have in someone else's life. So again, I think that number 2 in the morning for me would be, what else can I give? How can I help? Man, Mahfouz, that was a good question.
You got us thinking on that one. And you didn't prepare us, so
Nah.
that was...
I feel like that was a great conversation, like being like natural. So we just like asking each other, and we hope to have like all the kids on campus that come here telling the story. You don't have to tell everything, but like something you think is gonna change someone else's life.
Definitely. Now, one thing I like to do, and we actually do this on another show called Diversity in Action, Stack Diversity in Action, is we like to end on something sweet. So I want to keep that tradition going, if you all are okay with that.
Yeah.
And this can be your favorite of the week, of the year. But I'm going to ask, what is your favorite dessert? As we end on something sweet. So your favorite dessert, and what dessert would you recommend for someone else? It could be the same thing.
My favorite dessert, strawberry shortcake.
Whoa.
So good. Yeah. And Christina know that. Christina, she didn't elaborate. Oh, she know that. She already gave me that. Thank you, Christina. She know that.
Whipped cream? You got whipped cream?
Yeah,
on it?
with
Of
whipped
course,
cream
yeah.
and the shortcake and strawberries flavor. Oh,
Christina,
so
we're
good.
going to be looking for you, Christina. For the strawberry shortcake.
Go ahead.
So this is not a fair question because, like, I'm trying to lose a little weight here, but
I'm with you. I'm with you,
You're
fella.
with me. See, cookies. I'm a big cookie guy. If there's cookies around, I'm eating them. And I used to work in a place that like there were cookies, fresh baked cookies every day.
Man,
It was a bad place for me. Not good. Bad.
is there a specific type of cookie, Father Mac?
Anything that's got chocolate in it, I'll eat it.
Mm.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Have you been to Insomnia?
No.
Oh,
Where is that?
man, we got to talk about this off
Get
the
behind me,
podcast.
Satan. This is bad.
So, well, Insomnia, they're usually in different college towns.
Oh, yeah.
They're a cookie place that stays open till like 3 a.m.
Oh, man.
And yeah,
This I don't need.
I think they have it in New York City.
there's New York. There's one.
Yeah.
The closest one is
Yeah,
in New
they-
Haven.
New Haven. All right.
Yeah,
That's far enough that I might not go at 3 a.m, but yeah.
yeah, but it's there. It's there just in case.
Good to know.
And their chocolate chip.
Do
is,
they deliver?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta look
If they,
into
if they don't, let me know. I'll jump on my scooter and get it for you.
Yeah, drive your scooter to New Haven.
Yeah.
Well, I'll share mine. Again, I love ice cream. What else? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to say one of my favorite ice creams is, let's go. There's a flavor called Double Dunker.
Double Dunker?
Yes, Double Dunker, and I think Friendly's it's like a Friendly one, but basically what's in it is it's chocolate ice cream. I'm not a huge chocolate ice cream fan, but there's cake batter and Oreos and chocolate syrup in it. It is amazing. It is amazing. So that's one of my favorite, Double Dunker. My family knows. Usually I'm bringing some Double Dunker for dessert, and
Sounds like you can only have a spoonful of that at a time.
you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. I'm not going to lie to you. You got to be careful. Well, Mafus, Father Mac, this was great. We hope for those that are listening and watching out there that, if you feel like you would like to ever share your story, feel free to reach out to any of us. We're all on the website. My email is actually really easy. It's plucky@fairfield.edu. We would love to have you on to share your story. Our hope is through these conversations and story sharing that someone is encouraged. We hope that from this, you believe and you know that you are great, you're lovable, and that you can give something great back to your community. Thank you so much. We believe.